The entire plot of the movie Ready Player One is centered around finding 3 hidden keys to get 1 golden Easter egg and of course trillions of dollars, so it should come as no surprise to you that there are hidden Easter eggs scattered all over the movie for you to go and try to find on your own little journey. Get ready, just and gentlemen, it's time for everything you missed in Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One. Steven Spielberg is the guy that brought us Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Jurassic Park, and so many other amazing movie classics. And now we get to add the Oasis to the list of vacation destinations away from reality. Just like in Wreck-It Ralph, this movie plays a tribute to a lot of video games from the past that are the foundation to today's games that we have come to know to love, or hate. He also references a lot of cartoons and movies. There are literally thousands of characters in this movie. Well, actually some of the characters are recycled several times, so maybe more realistically it's hundreds of characters. For example, every character that you see in this nightclub is also in the grand battle to find the final key. So watch this, we've got Deathstroke, Blanca and Chun-Li from Street Fighter. If you look at the bar, we have Lara Croft getting a little sippy sippy.
Sippy sippy.
And the bartenders are rocking Devo hats from Whip It. If you drink enough with Lara Croft, you might start to see dancing frogs with sunglasses on. He's called Battletoad. And that's Tracer. Then that mushroom over there is Miko, and then Ambra. Both of them are from Battleborn. I'm not sure about that turtle though, kinda looks like Blastus from Pokemon. Now we know that Wade's favorite movie is Buckaroo Banzai, and that's who he's dressed up as, but what about Samantha's dress? Now there's a lot of movies with red dresses, but there's only one movie character that I can possibly think of with a red dress that appears to be on fire. Perhaps this is a tribute to Katniss. Either way, the dancing with the disco floors is from the movie Saturday Night Fever. Tracer from Overwatch. The dude with the floating crown is El Dragon from Battleborn. There's Commander Shepard from Mass Effect, even though his stripe is on the wrong arm. If you watch closely, when IROC shows up, he kicks Harley Quinn out of her own private booth, which is probably not a very good idea. If you keep watching, you'll see Harley Quinn went to go tell the Joker on him. We learn Artemis is a fan of Halo, even though that's a garbage gun in Halo, and she's a fan of the movie Judge Dredd, while Parsifal prefers Battlestar Galactica.
First to the key!
In the race, first to the key,
first to the egg!
With the exception of what the Sixers drive, it seems that every single car is a famous car. Parsifal is obviously driving the DeLorean from Back to the Future. The time travel dates on the DeLorean also have the same dates from Back to the Future, but the present day time is actually the day in the movie. His dream girlfriend also calls him McFly because Marty McFly is the guy that drives the car.
I'll wave to you from the finish line. McFly.
Another famous vehicle that made it into the race was the van from the A-Team.
What you doing, sucker?
And I pity the fool that doesn't recognize that's Dizzy Wallen from Gears of War. And he's talking to Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. And that red car couldn't be any more obvious in a sea of gray cars. She's not just a car though. Her name is Christine from the movie Christine. That butt ugly car with the 2 tanks on the back is from the original Mad Max. We also see Ryu in the race as well. He's right next to an upgraded version of the Mach 5 from Speed Racer. And the fastest car that's in the race is the car from Atari's Pole Position. Joker also gets to sneak into the race with a poster for Ace Chemicals, which is what made the Joker the Joker. There's also the original Batman car that we all get to find out can't actually fly. Now I didn't see the cop car from RoboCop in the race, but there is a sign for Delta City where the future has a silver lining, which is also from RoboCop. Artemis's bike, in case you missed it, or if you need captions to understand what the heck H is even saying.
Yeah, I see it. That's Kaneda's bike from Akira.
And it also has stickers of Hello Kitty, Miss Pac Man, Atari, and even Wonder Woman on the bike. If you didn't notice that H was driving the famous Bigfoot, you probably have to be reminded to look both ways before crossing the street.
I could help you cross the street.
In the race, we also see King Kong on the Empire State Building, and the T-Rex from Lost World taking a bite out of a car, or almost eating H like she did in Jurassic Park. I know you're thinking Jack Slater 3 here has to be a movie, right? Since it does have Schwarzenegger in it, but it's not.
You serious?
Calm down, it is in a movie. It's a movie called Last Action Hero. And Sho's car is also the car from Smokey and the Bandit. That's probably the reason why his car is smoking. The semi-truck that they almost got hit by in the race was from the movie Big Trouble in China. When James Halliday comes back from the dead to announce his own death, he does in Star Trek fashion, with the Star Trek logo, the USS Enterprise, and even the same coffin that was used in Spock's funeral. The quarter could also be a hint to when you think the character is dead, in reality they have an extra life. But what we don't have to guess here is the year of the quarter is 1972. Ernest Cline is the author of the novel Ready Player One, which is what the movie is based on, and his birthday is in March 29th, 1972. Extra life. With the first key we learned, drive backwards. With the second key we learned, just kiss the girl.
Sing with me now.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, look like you're going to shine, ain't gonna kiss the girl.
Then the final key, what the heck? They just left us hanging. If you read the clue, it says,
If you know the answer ultimate, divide it by the number magic. And what you need, want, and desire will be found in the fortress tragic.
in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the ultimate answer is 42.
Tell us the answer.
The answer to what?
The answer to life, the universe, everything. We'd really like an answer. Something simple.
The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42.
If you remember Schoolhouse Rock as a kid on the old tube, you might remember 3 is the magic number.
3 is a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number.
So if you divide 42 by 3, you get 14. Sector 14. This is the location of this castle and where you will find your 3rd key. Another thing that was left out of the movie was a high five for the High Five clan. If you watch the entire time, Watts never actually gets a high five.
What would you do if you won?
All right. I don't do that.
Maybe he should just clan up with Dash from The Incredibles and they could call themselves the No High Fivers. Growing up with Gremlins, you might recognize that the box that the Orb of Ossivix was stored in is the treasure chest from the Gremlins. The spell that activates the orb is from the movie Excalibur.
Anal na thrak, uthvas bethad, doche ol diende.
Anal na trach, urvas betad, dochiel diende.
If you paid close enough attention in history class, or was it English class? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Either way, you're gonna recognize this scene right here.
I knew him well, Sorrento.
I knew him, Horatio.
If you thought the title of the movie was just some weird retro neon font, it's actually the first clue in the movie that ends up being the last clue needed to get the 3rd key. It's actually a maze that has an entrance but has no exit. But if you wander around long enough, you will find a hidden Easter egg.
That's why he created the first digital Easter egg. And to find it, you didn't even have to win. You just had to blindly play, searching around in rooms for an invisible dot.
That's what I like about you, Nolan. You never lick. You bite straight to the chocolatey center of the Tootsie Pop. Remember that old commercial with the owl?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
IROC seems to be a pretty creepy creature, but we find out quickly that he just loves to play the game, and he just so happens to be playing for the highest bidder.
Done. Wait, really? I should have asked for 5. Is 4 still on the table?
When the army of good guys show up to fight IOI, he says no man is a failure who has friends. This is exactly what Clarence the Guardian Angel said in It's a Wonderful Life.
No man is a failure who has friends.
And by the way, if you haven't seen that movie yet, you need to put it on your bucket list. Now we all know you can't pay tribute to so many classics without showing mad love for Star Wars, and Ready Player One didn't disappoint us.
You want the Millennium Falcon? You have that?
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's a ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Nice racing, Padawan.
A Padawan is a Jedi in training, obviously. And Wade is obviously a fan of Star Wars since his holster is the same type of holster that Han Solo had in Star Wars for his gun. The only difference is he has a custom Thundercats logo. Another thing for Star Wars is once life is all good for our heroes, they have R2-D2 in the flat with them as well. But if you happen to be going clubbing, you might notice one of the many famous spaceships from Star Wars like the Imperial Shuttle. Or my favorite is this X-Wing like the one Luke Skywalker flew. When they're entering the movie for The Shining, we can also see one of the posters are for War Games. But since we're focusing on Star Wars at the moment, we can see Darth Vader in a poster for Revenge of the Jedi. Another part that's screaming Star Wars is when Artemis goes to shut down the shields, she avoids being detected just like Obi-Wan Kenobi did when he was on the Death Star. Ironically, even though Stephen wrote the novel for The Shining, he actually didn't like the movie in real life.
And it's based on the best-selling book by Stephen King, who hated the movie.
So this part is actually true. But if you paid close enough attention to the scene, when Wade and Samantha are watching James and Ogden talk about the date night, if you look at the computer, you will see James is designing the game for The Shining while they're actually talking. Hint, hint, he was literally working on the second key right there. The creepiest part of The Shining though is that there's no toilet paper. And I get that this is virtual reality, but the photograph was literally just ripped. Can't we keep it ripped? Consistency. Another thing is Sam.
I'll call you Sam.
No.
Samantha?
Sorry, Samantha. Samantha gets arrested because of her outstanding debt.
Samantha Evelyn Cook. IOI has purchased and consolidated all of your outstanding debt, currently in excess of 23,000 credits.
Even though she just found the second key, so she's literally like the richest person in the Oasis. So how in the world does she possibly still owe money? The only other thing I noticed that seemed off when it should have been on was Nolan Sorrento doesn't even know how to put on his own headset. The clip went over the ear instead of behind it. I know, we're splitting hairs. But hey, at least he knows how to make a mean coffee, right?
Hell of a latte.
Speaking of hair, Nolan's avatar has a Superman vibe. Makes sense since several times we saw the good guys rocking Batman stickers. Now obviously I'm Team Batman, and so is James Halliday. Batman even shows up with Catwoman to help defeat Nolan and IOI. But to be totally fair, Holliday's favorite quote was from Superman, not Batman, so there is that.
His favorite quote was from Superman. Some people can read War and Peace and come away thinking it's a simple adventure story.
Others can read the ingredients on the back of a chewing gum wrapper and unlock the secrets of the universe.
Some people can read War and Peace and come away thinking it's a simple adventure story. Others can read the ingredients on a chewing gum wrapper and unlock the secrets of the universe.
If you're Team Batman, comment the hero we deserve. If you're Team Superman, say, where's my glasses? He's also a fan of Marvin the Martian, which is one of my personal favorites of the Looney Tunes, which I think I do a pretty decent impression. I'm not sure. What do you think? Surrender your things or I'll be forced to destroy you. I just got hate. Cringe level is real. We also see that he has a fantasy pen of Simon the game, which makes sense. He grew up playing it. Survey time. If you had the choice, would you rather live in real life for 100 years with all your friends and family, or in the Oasis for 1,000 years? But here's the catch. If you live in the Oasis, no one you know from your real life will know who you are the entire time. Alright, let's go shopping for some more Easter eggs. This is where everyone's buying their Street Fighter skins, and the Looney Tunes of course, or Halo, or Borderlands, or Ninja Turtles, or even Overwatch. Dungeons & Dragons doesn't really play a big role in the movie, but in the book it was a vital part of obtaining the keys.
Whoa! Zemeckis Cube!
The Zemeckis Cube is a reference to Robert Zemeckis, who directed the movie Back to the Future, which is also the reason why the Zemeckis Cube controls time.
20,000 for the holy hand grenade?
And of course the holy hand grenade is from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Bless this thy hand grenade, that with it thou mayst blow thine enemies to tiny bits.
Monty Python is about a bunch of knights who are trying to find the Holy Grail, and if you ask me, I would call that a historical Easter egg hunt. Which is also the reason why Wade likes to go by the name Percival, after Percival, the knight who attempted to find the Holy Grail. This is also the reason why he has a golden knight sword on his back. The bomb that Samantha threw into Godzilla to kill Nolan was a dust brain. If you grew up with Pogs and Slammers, you probably remember Mad Balls, and you can buy them in the store. This is also where they got Chucky the doll from. Okay, now since there are so many character Easter eggs, let's kick this baby into high gear and fly through them. There's Jason from Friday the 13th, and Freddy Krueger, and Duke Nukem. Or how about Indiana Jones's whip? I know I can't prove it's his whip, but you can't prove it's not his whip. So moving on. This weird eye here is all that's left from the alien ship from War of Worlds. Here's Cyclops from the 7th voyage of Sinbad. And also right behind Wade, this guy is dressed up as Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future. And of course we have more Ninja Turtles. And Arkham Knight is opening the door for more Easter eggs like Beetlejuice, Superwoman, Lara Croft, Batgirl, and Goro from Mortal Kombat. Obviously the alien popping out of his chest is from the movie Aliens. Here's a shout out to Superman with the Clark Kent glasses. Then there's Benedict. Then again that weird mushroom looking thing Miko from the game Battleborn. More people that we see in the battle are Lara Croft. See what I mean about reusing characters? Catwoman, Chun-Li, Tracer from Overwatch, running next to FemShep, the Deadites from Army of Darkness, He-Man, Halo guys, Batgirl, a gremlin from Gremlins, and standing on the mountain holding the boombox, he's calling out to the movie Say Anything. It's literally an army of Easter eggs. Research shows that Parzival is clearly a fan of Ferris Bueller's Day Off and The Breakfast Club.
Of course I am. Because the first thing that I would do is convert all the schools on Ludus to replicas from The Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller.
No way.
It also seems that the library from Sherman High is what the library is themed after in the movie, with the same design all the way from the lights to the handrails, from the chairs to the floor. Maybe Hello Kitty is stuck in detention. We also saw her earlier with her friends Keroppi and Batsmaru. Next to them, we see Atticus from Battleborn. And behind them is Protoss from one of the best games ever called StarCraft, even though Terran Army is way better than Protoss. And Steven Spielberg probably already knew that, and that's why he gave Jim Raynor a bigger spot in the movie. And that's right, this guy is from StarCraft as well. You know, there was one game I didn't see though, and that's an Easter egg to Fortnite.
You better not! You better not!
Yeah, it's true, I'm probably only hating me because I'm bad at the game, but if the only reason you play is because it's free...
This game is a joke, man! If it wasn't free, it would be gone! I'd be playing something else!
Well, guess what? StarCraft is free too. You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Inside H's garage, there's another handful of Easter eggs. Literally.
Touch nothing.
Not including the Fragile Rock lunchbox full of Easter eggs that some people would probably argue don't count as Easter eggs if the character actually mentions it.
The Galactica, of course.
These are my babies, alright, man?
Sulaco from Aliens.
Dude, how you showing off my
Valley Forge from Silent Running. Oh, where's the Harkonnen dropship? That thing is sick. Folds space like a boss. I mean, you can get from Incipio to Arrakis.
Fingers!
Are we going to talk about it?
Why?
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, Iron Giant is obviously a shout out to the movie Iron Giant.
Figure that all out on your own, did you?
That's kind of like the Easter egg that's hidden in the middle of the yard so everyone can find at least one Easter egg and put it in their basket. There's also the RV from Breaking Bad. Relax, I'm just kidding. Keep your shirt on. It's actually the spaceship from Spaceballs. There's a model of Swordfish from Cowboy Bebop, and there's also a life-size version of Swordfish. The pod from 2001's Space Odyssey, the car that they stole in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and in H's Loft there's a whole pile of Easter eggs. Kermit the Frog.
Oh yeah!
A neon sign from Cocktails and Dreams, a Vote for Goldie Wilson poster from Back to the Future, and Will Wheaton, a famous actor who is not running for mayor in Back to the Future, but he's famous for being in hundreds of movies and TV shows.
But shut up, Wesley.
There's a Pac Man table, a Cookie Monster, a box of Captain Crunch, you know that cereal that scrapes the gums off the roof of your mouth like a sawmill, a movie poster for Beastmaster, and again the movie War Games. He's trying on a Prince costume, then Michael Jackson. If you look on the wall, there's also the time tracker from the DeLorean. There's the movie for Big Trouble. And if you look closely in the mirror, you see that? It's the hoverboard from Back to the Future. And one of my favorite Easter eggs, a golden statue hidden way in the corner of the room. That is from the famous movie Indiana Jones. Also, Space Invaders are crawling up the wall. And here's a Mad Max 2 poster. Inside Parzival's van, there's an article hung on the wall with what we call a QR code. If you scan this code with your phone, it will actually take you to a page where you can read the article. Just like in Home Alone, when they left visual cues showing the audience how Kevin and Marley's relationship grew with the cut on his hand, Steven Spielberg uses the same strategy with how Samantha hides her birthmark as a way to show their relationship growing. She starts off completely covering it, then slowly she lets it show more and more till by the very end of the movie she has her hair up in buns, hiding any insecurities she had about her birthmark, because their relationship is obviously going to be happily ever after.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I had to shoot this video down so it wasn't too long because this is literally a movie about Easter eggs.
So let me know if you saw an Easter egg I didn't mention or didn't see. Also, if you enjoyed the show, subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know what movie you want to talk about next, and remember, most importantly of all, gents and gentlets, share a smile. They are contagious.
Hey, share a smile. They're contagious. Can you imagine a day without smiling? That would be outrageous. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with Crazy Nate. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if he left you feeling